You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show whose death has been highly exaggerated.
That's a teaser for later.
Yeah, that'll make sense later.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Cody, very much alive.
I'm the artist formerly known as Sam.
I am Josh 2.
The sequel to Josh.
The sequel to Josh.
And I'm Samantha.
Well, we have a great show for you this week. A whole bunch of things we're going to be talking about. We're going to get riled up in the second half of this show, I think. Just a little bit.
I have a feeling.
I just have a feeling we're going to get a little riled. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out! Wow, it's very nice.
I found the old clips. I found all my old clips.
I wish the listening audience could have seen the very good interpretive dance that Josh has come up with for the
We're
Check
gonna
It
have to
Out
start.
sequence.
We're gonna have to start doing TikToks again of Josh's interpretive dance. We'll get 1 million views.
No, we won't.
1 million views.
No, we won't. No, we
It
won't.
broke new ground. Well, I have an extremely current Check It Out.
Yeah.
We went and saw Megan
Oh yes.
on Tuesday, the killer robot girl movie.
Yeah.
Sort of killer robot.
No, she kills
Yeah,
people.
but it is until like the end, I think.
Oh,
isn't
no,
it?
she kills people pretty much through the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
movie.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what's the plot of this one? Because I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and I've seen more like memes about it.
Or that one marketing stunt they pulled where they dressed a bunch of women up as Megan and had her just kind of walk around and stare unsettlingly.
They've been doing that a lot during football games. Between that one and the movie Smile.
they did it for Smile,
people.
too.
Yeah.
The smile
Also,
people.
that movie is dumb.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I've heard it's bad.
It's not even fun dumb. It's just pretty dumb.
Like I saw somebody making fun of like the Evil Dead Rise, like promotional images. Like, isn't this just Smile?
Smile 2. Yeah. The sequel to Smile.
But Megan, the gist of it, there's a little girl whose parents die in a car accident, and she survives and is adopted by her aunt, who is a toy designer, who is making this state-of-the-art android girl named Megan.
Friend.
Yeah, to be a friend to children. And she gets a prototype of it up and going and gives it to her new adopted niece to like get it to start learning and working as kind of like the trial run, I guess. And it didn't go so great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the beta tester.
Yeah.
Do not resist.
Why does this sound like Small Soldiers?
It kind of is. Except it's not. She's not small. She's regular
size, yeah.
And there's only one.
It sounds like Small Soldiers. It sounds kind of like that one
The new
episode
Chucky, the new Child's Play.
the Child's Play. It sounds kind of like that one Treehouse of Horror where Bart has the crusty doll.
Well, here's your problem. It's set to
Well,
evil.
here's your problem. This thing is set to evil. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a turn. I hate saying turn your brain off. You have a good time kind of movie, but it's kind of that way.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with those
Yeah.
kind of movies.
And it's not absolutely brain dead either.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff going on in there.
There's a place and there's a time and place for smart movies that make you think, and then there's a time and place for you just want to watch something dumb.
Yeah, and it's just fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun killer toy movie that is competently shot and acted.
Well, good.
It's not a full moon features killer doll movie. It's not
Yes,
Baby Oopsie.
What's her name? Allison Williams.
Oopsie.
It's Brian Williams' daughter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everybody was good in it. I wish it was an R. It's a PG-13.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It's a hard PG-13, I would
But
say.
I saw a clip where she like grabs a kid's ear and stretches it to almost like a comical,
That's the grossest part of the
comical
whole,
length.
Yeah, that's the grossest part of the whole movie.
Yeah, that's
It's
as
not
bad as
gory,
it gets.
though. gory at all.
And that's probably a very calculated thing that the producers
Well,
probably
I
did
mean,
because they're
if
like,
you
we want teens to watch
Yeah,
this.
if you make it PG-13, more people will watch it. Kind of like the first Alien vs. Predator movie. It got more eyes on it, even though it is a terrible movie. But
and that's the risk you make when you're making those kind of movies when it's like right on the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
They used their one F-bomb.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, so did Battle for Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
More PG-13 movies need to make use of their one
Of the one F
F-bomb.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think it would have been more fun if it could have been more over the top. You could tell it was definitely
Like they wanted to do
Yeah, it
more.
was-
There is a
pulling-
cut that is gorier. than
Oh,
that.
they'll probably release like an unrated cut or
The
something like that. when
Snyder
it comes
cut of
on.
Megan.
Yeah.
I'll be excited to see the director's cut if we get a director's cut. It felt similar to Malignant, the other James Wan movie from like a year ago, except it's a little less ridiculous than
Okay.
Megan is at least a little believable.
Yeah. Wow, big year from James Wan. He has Aquaman 2 coming out here.
He's a good director,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I saw a whole list of movies that are coming out this year and there were like, I was surprised at some of them. I didn't know they're making another Ghostbusters.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Is it a sequel to Afterlife?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Let me see if I can pull up the list. You guys keep talking. I'm going to pull this thing up because I'm curious now.
What else we got? We watched that vampire movie that I forget the name of that you fell asleep during.
That's a real promising
Yeah.
sales pitch.
What was the name of that movie? It was a vampire movie from the 80s. It was directed by Catherine Bigelow.
vampires.
And it was cowboy vampire, basically.
Near Dark.
Yes, it was Near Dark.
Near Dark with Adrian Pasdar of Heroes fame.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
All
he
right.
was the senator. The flying senator was the main guy
okay.
in that. Yeah,
Yeah. Samantha, you fell asleep, but I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Near Dark is all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a more realistic take on what would happen to people that are immortal vampires.
The shootout at the hotel in the middle is worth the entire price of admission. It's
Between that and just Lance Henriksen as the head vampire.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, the movie's okay, but it's fine. It's watchable.
Yeah, that shootout was really cool. It reminded me of something like a Devil's Rejects kind of situation before that was because they're in a hotel room, they're meeting up with the cops and they're shooting at each other. It's during the day, so the vampires have to be inside, and the cops are shooting holes in the wall.
And the
sunlight
holes
comes
are
through
coming through the holes. Yeah.
It was really cool.
It's really cool. All the promotional stuff for that, I get mixed up in my brain with Clive Barker's Nightbreed because it looks very similar.
I love Nightbreed. I wish they would either do more with the was it Cabal.
Yeah,
I wish they'd do more.
It was an interesting story.
Yeah.
And they did have that horrific Mac Tonight looking guy.
Oh yeah.
The moon face.
Yeah.
It'll just end up like the Hellraiser remake and be just like that
okay.
was fine.
Yeah.
That's what we thought of the Hellraiser movie pretty much after seeing it. It was like, yeah, that was the movie. It was fine.
All right, I have the list. I have the list of big movies.
All right, here we go.
There's a few. So Megan, Iron Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Ant-Man. You said
Ant-Man.
that would be wild.
That would
if
be
they
great.
brought-
It's Iron Man. That'd be great. Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine
We've
Bear.
talked about that one.
Creed 3.
Okay.
For the guy from The Office.
Yeah, exactly. Scream. Is that Scream 6?
Scream 6.
Scream 6.
They go to New York. I
Yep.
saw a really cool.
Scream takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's awesome.
The movie poster it looked like a New York subway map, but it was in the shape of Ghostface. I thought it was a neat promotional thing.
Are the rest of the Wu-Tang Clan there?
Uh,
Shazam.
Which, that's surprising
Shazam
they're
2?
still doing that.
yeah.
You know what? It's one of those that's done, and they've already started promoting it, so they are kind of stuck, I
Yeah.
think. John Wick 4.
Of course, that's gonna make money.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
Honor
Honor Among Thieves.
Among Thieves.
I want to watch it.
It's fine.
line Wizards of the Coast pocket.
No, I want to
kidding.
see it as well. I hope that the whole conceit is it is an actual D&D campaign
And it says Goofy.
and it's goofy. What I would love is to see one of the main characters die about a third of the way through, and it inexplicably 20 minutes later, that same actor shows up as a slightly different character because the player has rolled a new character because their characters died.
I hope it's meta, but I bet it's not.
I don't know, man. Chris Pine playing the bard, and there's like a scene where he's like playing his lute or whatever with like goofy look on his face. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
I
think it'll
don't.
be fine.
I don't want horny bard because the meme of horny bards has been done to death.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, that is so not funny anymore.
It's not.
it's not. It's really not. I just want it to be goofy.
It's goofy fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it might be, but it could still not be meta.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Evil Dead Rise, Super Mario Brothers the movie. You
Man,
know,
I wanna see that
It's a
day
me.
one. Mario.
I'm Mario.
Mario.
Guardians Volume 3.
This is your Chris Pratt section of
It kind of is. Fast X, or as I like to call it, Fast 10. Your seatbelts.
Why didn't
that's
they
good.
call it that?
They should have.
That's good.
Yeah, they really should have called it that.
Cut this man a check.
The Little Mermaid live action.
Oh yeah.
I
Spider-Man.
saw a trailer to that in front of Megan, and it's too dark. You can't see anything underwater.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's dark under the water.
but it doesn't have to be. It's a fake
kid's movie. It's a kid's movie. You can do whatever you want. Aquaman wasn't dark under the water.
Yeah,
Kinda.
Black Panther was.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Black Panther was very dark under the water.
Yeah. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Which will be amazing.
Yep. Transformers Rise of the the Beasties.
Rise of the Beasts.
Fine, give Hasbro your money.
All right. We have Flash still on the docket at June 16th.
Oh my god, just let it die.
Disney Pixar Elemental.
What
We're getting to some of these that I'm not 100% sure of.
What if things have feelings? Whatever.
Indiana Jones 5.
The Dial of Destiny.
Yep. Mission Impossible, the new one.
They're still doing this.
Dead Reckoning, I think it's called. Is the
Mission Impossible Dead Rising.
Mm-hmm.
There's zombies in this one.
Red Dead Impossible.
Barbie?
All right. I'll meme that. I'll watch that one.
Yeah, I'm down for a Barbie movie.
Oppenheimer, which is weird that it's on this list of big budget action comic sci-fi movies.
It's definitely a blockbuster.
It's definitely a blockbuster
in a way.
Wait. Is this about like the guy who like was head of like the atomic project?
Yeah, Alan
the
Oppenheimer.
Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
Oof.
The Marvels, which I kind of forgot was coming.
I thought that was gonna be like a Disney Plus series.
Nope, that's a movie.
It's got Brie Larson's.
Well, I know they're all in it.
Disney Plus.
I know they're in it.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
I forgot about that. I'm kind of excited for that.
Is it
one.
animated?
Yeah, I believe so.
and
okay.
Seth Rogen wrote it.
Yeah, Seth Rogen wrote it. It's
all
gonna
right.
it's gonna be kind of goofy.
All right. Okay.
I think that man understands the turtle.
I think he gets it.
It's been a while since we had a good Turtles thing.
You know, Seth Rogen. The easy answer would be he's Michelangelo. I actually think he'd be a better Raphael.
Yeah, I can see
with
that.
doing voiceover with the gruffer voice.
Oh yeah.
I think he could do it.
Oh yeah.
But then I just saw him laughing, and it doesn't work.
Like I said, that's all I want out of his Donkey Kong.
And you'll get it.
That is, I better.
You will.
That is the reason I'm buying a ticket.
Yeah. Blue Beetle still on the docket at
Somehow?
August 18th.
Somehow?
I don't think that movie is going to actually exist.
No,
I really don't. And if it does, we're going to be giving money to George Lopez, and nobody wants that.
We'll get more Venture Brothers before we get Blue Beetle.
Speaking of movies that may or may not exist by the time we hit this list, Kraven the Hunter. Hey, do you remember Sony's trying to make Kraven the Hunter a thing? The Spider-Man villain? It's Kraven time.
He's gonna morb right onto the screen.
He's gonna morb all over the place. Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
Wonka.
Yeah, more Dune.
Wonka.
The gritty origin story of Willy Wonka starring that Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, this is the Timothy Chalamet section of the movie.
Yeah, these two back to back. He's going to have a very good November, December. Ghostbusters.
I think every month is probably pretty good if you're Timothy Chalamet.
I would say so, probably. Yeah. So yeah, the Ghostbusters and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the December 25th, just in time for Christmas.
Getting wet for Christmas.
Sebastian shows up. Stupid.
That was your movie roundup.
There are a lot of those on there that I'm excited to see.
There's a lot on there. I'll be surprised if they actually come out.
Actually exist by the end of the
with all the
year.
shakeups going at Warner Brothers Discovery or whatever. Who
I
knows?
honestly think at this point, anything that's already done, even if a movie is still in post production, they'll cancel it. But if it's done and just waiting, they're not.
What about Batgirl?
Yeah, unless
Batgirl had a lot of post production left to go, and also that was going to be HBO Max.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a
only.
theatrical.
It wasn't theatrical. Also, I've seen some background, some set photos of the Batgirl. She looked great, but what's his name as Firefly? Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser as Firefly.
But he was already Robot Man.
No, he was going to be multiple characters, but his costume did not. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
Oh no.
So maybe it was kind of a.
Maybe we dodged the bullet on
We
it.
dodged a little bit of a bullet.
Speaking of HBO Max,
Yeah.
the Velma show, we watched the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
How was that?
I have heard some things.
It is incredibly mid.
Really?
The writing, not great. It has a very high miss ratio to hit.
They actually did a hashtag joke.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
They poked fun at like the Me Too movement or something.
Teen girls always be saying hashtag.
Oh gosh.
But the animation, like the character designs and all that stuff looks great.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really good like shading action going on. And there's parts of the story that are interesting. And I would like to see how it goes. Maybe I'm just a sucker for a mystery.
Well,
Maybe.
sure. Yeah. Fair enough.
But
like,
it's not super good.
oh man, that is unfortunate.
A lot of like the most obvious Scooby-Doo parody jokes that people have been making for 30 years or more.
Oh man.
Tend to pop up.
Yeah.
They make jokes about Shaggy. He's like, I do not like drugs, and then he looks directly at the camera.
Oh, that's like the easiest joke.
And it's like
come on.
it would make sense if canonically Shaggy ever did a drug, but
he doesn't.
never did.
He's never done a drug.
That's just a dumb joke. You can't act like it was ever canon.
Right. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I really wish they would do more with that crowd-funded independent Scooby-Doo, but like if it were done in the style of Riverdale live action.
Oh.
Did I ever talk about that on the show?
I think so.
Yeah. That first episode was actually pretty darn good for what it was.
And in Velma, I think Glenn Howerton's voice performance is weirdly muted. There's sometimes when he should be doing some Dennis Reynolds level screaming, and he's not.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
That is a bummer.
Mindy Kaling's a good Velma, though. And like they're trying to do like a Daria thing with her, but she's too mean.
Oh.
She's too mean to be likable. Where Daria was mean-spirited, but in a way that she was still
endearing.
likable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Velma's missing the mark on that one, at least in the first episode.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I've soured a little bit on Mindy Kaling because she had a string of tweets that were like really in support of J.K. Rowling on Twitter.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
And that was a whole
Yikes.
thing. Not worth getting into on the show, but yeah, some decisions there maybe not so.
I thought that she wrote on the show too, but she didn't. It was developed by some completely different guy I'd never heard of.
Oh.
But not that matters now,
Not that
apparently.
matters. Yeah. Oh yeah. But
yeah, It's a letdown.
It's a letdown. Bummer.
Boo.
I mean, it could turn around as more episodes come out, but
Currently.
yeah, it ain't no Harley Quinn. That's for sure.
Does it feel like they're trying to capture that lightning in a bottle a second time?
I think so.
Yeah.
It kind of is I mean, it does. Harley Quinn does the same thing, but for Batman characters.
But it works for Batman characters
funny.
because
Yeah.
it's funny, and they're
Where's my electric car, Bruce? That show is so good.
It
I
is.
love every aspect of it.
There's a spin-off comic too that they did between the two seasons. It's actually pretty good
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And the art is very good. There's some very good expressions in it for Harley that are hilarious.
Yeah. God, Harley,
It's kind of
that
weird.
show's great.
It's kind of weird to think about, like,
I
canonically.
mean, it's just Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is just Venture Brothers, but it's fine.
Yeah, but that's fine because they're not making Venture Brothers
And,
anymore.
and part of the joke is that Venture Brothers couldn't do completely was Venture Brothers, they were pastiches of these characters, but with Harley Quinn, they are the characters,
Yeah.
and they do have the history that they're
Sort
playing
of.
against
Sort
a
of.
little bit.
Venture Brothers did Scooby-Doo better than Velma
Oh,
did.
yeah?
They did that one episode where they had a Scooby-Doo parody team.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
But not only were they Scooby-Doo parodies, they were also like 60s and 70s maniacs.
Oh, okay.
Like the Fred was Ted
Oh,
Bundy.
right. Yeah.
The Velma was that woman that shot Andy Warhol.
Oh, yeah.
And
yep.
Shaggy was
the
son
guy,
of Sam.
son of Sam that
And-
was listening
and
to his
the
dog
Scooby
talk.
was
Yeah.
talking dog.
I remember
Yeah,
that one. I
yeah.
remember
which
that.
is
remember
so
that.
clever than
It-
just doing a straight parody that's been done to death.
Yeah, so that's an interesting twist, and it fits in the tone of Venture Brothers
Yeah.
because of course.
I mean, and Daphne
mean-
was Patty Hearst.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Venture Brothers was a parody of Johnny Quest until Johnny Quest actually showed up.
Action Johnny.
Yeah, they had to call him Action Johnny.
Yeah, well, Race Bannon showed up too.
That's true.
That's
they
true.
did just call him Race Bannon.
They did just call him Race. I think they just called him Race though. Didn't they call him Race or was it Race Bannon?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they actually said Race Bannon.
I need to go back and
Because
rewatch.
they pull out his ID.
Oh yeah, that's true. They do, don't they? I need to go back and rewatch Venture Brothers.
Same.
Yeah.
Especially since they're still in theory working on that movie.
In theory.
Whether it's gotten axed from the HBO Max thing or not, who knows? But
Yeah.
I would say it has a better chance than most things because
it's Doc Hammer and he has a blank check.
well, no, it fits HBO Max's perceived target audience
Demographic.
Yeah, that's very true.
HBO Max is for men.
Plus, HBO Max probably isn't putting out a whole lot of money for it. It's probably just Jackson
Public and
Jackson
Doc
Public.
Hammer.
I almost said Jackson Galaxy, which is also a very good name. But that's my new stage name, Jackson Galaxy.
Yeah, there's a lot more cats in Venture Brothers.
But say, isn't that the Cat's guy?
Yeah.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's the
The cat whisperer.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, hey, we actually have hit time, so let's go ahead and take a break here. And when we come back, we'll get into some news. We'll get nice and angry.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play. Long Play might be, as far as anyone can tell, a hit from coast to coast. Apparently, Long Play may also be an international sensation. I've contacted WZMO's sister station in Paris to check the pulse of the City of Lights. Bonjour! Avec Long Play?
Tu vas te tuer, espèce d'idiot. C'est incroyable.
My French is a little rusty, but I think she said we're a hit.
Imbécile.
I invite you to tune into Long Play Fridays at 11 p.m. and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Juste ici on WZMO.
All right. Hey, we are back from the break. Let's go ahead and get into some news.
My friend Rick is having his birthday party at Dave and Buster's.
Thanks, Duke. We'll get a follow-up on that later on. So we have a whole bunch of things we're going to be talking about, but first up, we actually have a special guest for this segment. Returning guest host Jordan Taylor. Jordan.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, calling in from parts unknown.
They are incredibly unknown. I don't even know where I am right now.
A mysterious void.
Yes. And the reason we called you in for this specific one is because apparently there was a shakeup or something in the world of indie book publishing, which is something that I know next to nothing about, but you are a book person.
I am a book person. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about like what happened?
Yes.
Or
yeah, let's go into what happened first, and then we'll get some thoughts and stuff.
Maybe lead up and then and then what's going on now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is an author whose name is Susan. I don't know how you say it. Meacham, I think.
I think it said Meacham. Yeah.
Yeah. And she is an indie published romance author. And she passed away a couple years ago, allegedly.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
It's never good when you have to say allegedly passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoilers. That's where the story is going. So she passed away allegedly 2 years ago. And then earlier this year, just, popped back up on the internet like it's no big deal. JK, guys, I'm not dead. And it turns out she had faked her own death. And now she's back because, I don't know, she got bored or something.
I live again!
Yeah, and she's been kind of crappy to people who are understandably upset about the fact that she faked her own death, that people donated money to her funeral costs, and other authors... Yeah, other authors like encouraged people to buy her books to help support her family and all of this. And she's like, I don't know why you're mad. And that story made me very angry.
yeah. We were talking about this the other day, and yeah, you're getting a little spicy about it.
You should be glad I'm not dead.
I'm keeping the money though.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also been some confusion as to, there was somebody that did an article about her and then had interviewed her, and so there was like back and forth with some interviewer, and then later they redacted parts of that because they're like, well, now that we've published this, we're not even sure we were actually talking to her, so this interview part we're going to unpublish, but the pretended to be dead and is now not dead part they have verified.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the article I read is like she posed as her daughter when they set up like the GoFundMe for her, the funeral costs and whatnot, and support for the family.
Yeah, the person who said my mother has been bullied and has committed suicide, and allegedly that was her daughter at the time that it happened. But I think now everything surrounding this is just allegedly, because other than the fake death thing, nobody is certain what is true. She did come back under a pseudonym and join her Facebook fan group page and was like interacting with people pretending she was someone else. And apparently she also had like TikTok and was just making TikTok videos as the kids do.
I'm just imagining like somebody like doing like a stupid like TikTok dance that goes, when you pretend you're dead.
Oh man, this is crazy.
It's wild, and I don't understand any of it, and that's part of why it's frustrating. But on top of that, I mean, suicide is not something to joke about, and indie publishing already gets a bad rap. Romance authors already get a bad rap. And she's just making it worse. Like,
yeah, this is definitely not helping any part of any of this. Like, she is, yeah. Wow, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, she should have donated that GoFundMe money straight to suicide prevention and awareness. But I'll bet she did not.
I bet that is long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right. And so, like, people... And, I mean, I also read something about how, since she implied that it was other romance novel authors who had, quote-unquote, bullied her on the internet, that her fans went after other authors and, gave them crap about, you should have been more supportive and you led her to this. And so, like, you caused emotional damage to other authors, or at least your fans did. you took money via donations from people, and I don't know what she did with it, because probably didn't have a funeral if you're not real dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was a test run.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
My beta test
For death.
oh wow. So I wonder what like the legal ramifications of this are, because
I don't know.
I mean, I assume because it was a GoFundMe, they didn't really have to have any kind of like, no one had to have a death certificate to set up a GoFundMe. So she probably just hearsay said, "Oh yeah, no, I committed suicide," or what have you. But there's probably no legal, like what would be the legal behind this?
I don't know. I mean, since if it was, I mean, I don't know if it was literally GoFundMe or just one of those, any of those sites. But yeah, I mean, if you made a donation, technically you did that of your free will. But, I mean, it was still done under false pretenses.
I feel like that would be the only way that people could really go after her, would be for like a civil suit. Mm-hmm. Like somebody could set up a class action civil suit, maybe
under false pretenses.
Yeah, for starting a fundraiser under false pretenses.
I feel like the terms and conditions on most of those websites will protect them from that kind of stuff, though.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Protect the site, maybe not necessarily the person who set it up, but protect the site.
I'm no legal expert.
Oh no, none of us are legal.
Oh no. But but like Jordan said, people did make donations of their own free will, so there's not a lot you could do there. But it also, I feel like it hurts the reputation, and it also puts a bad taste in people's mouths about other crowdfunding of tragedies set up by
that's a good
everyday
point.
people.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts crowdfunding. It hurts indie publishers, and it hurts anyone who has done that.
You see them. You see them pop up all the time. Help pay for funeral expenses for this struggling family, things like that. Mm-hmm. And now everyone's going to be like,
and most folks take that at face value. Because
exactly.
Why would you lie about something?
Why would you not?
Well, it's like it's like if you want to go to a more a real world scenario, people who set up collection jars at counters at like gas stations or small stores and things like that, help for this poor sick child or this, that, or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you take that at face value because you have to, because there's no alternative.
If you want to be a decent human being, like I don't want to think somebody's lying about this horrible incident or situation.
Well, sure, and like, I mean, who even does that? Like,
sociopaths.
Who is like, you know what's a good idea? Faking my own death. That's a great plan. And also, what is your plan? Like, if like she implied in her, "Hey, guess what? I'm back" post that she was just like ready to get back to writing. Her post literally ended with the words, "Let the fun begin," and I think that's part of what ticked people off. But like, how are you going to write again? Nobody's going to buy your stuff, even if it is good, which, P.S., I read some of it, and it's not.
I wonder how big of a bump she got off this, though, sales-wise.
Oh, yeah. Well,
oh, yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity, unfortunately.
I guess, but...
I mean, to a point, but, like, if somebody buys one of your $2.99 books on Amazon and reads it and it's trash, they're not going to buy the rest of them. Like,
but that's an extra $2.99 they wouldn't have had otherwise.
That's true. You have three whole dollars now.
I do wonder
how a lot with $3.
I do wonder how much she made, like, after the announcement of her quote unquote passing.
Yeah.
Of like people like pushing her book.
A huge surge in sales and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like, I understand those aren't donations, but there's probably a bunch of people out there that own a cruddy book that they're never going to read, or they read once and it was awful.
I don't know, but I've got a new plan on how to get a lot more downloads on my new game.
It's Meechin. Sorry, Meachen.
Meechin.
Susan Meechin.
Gotcha.
More like she a moochin.
Oh, yeah.
Sick burn.
I like it.
Me and my dad humor over here.
Susan allegedly moochin.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Her middle name is allegedly Susan A. Nurchin.
It's spelled it allegedly spelled funny. It's like one of those weird spellings of Ashley that has like a GH in it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just wild. Like her alleged daughter who did the post about how she had passed away also got other authors to like donate their time and like editors' time to finish her quote unquote last book to publish it posthumously.
Oh my god.
I didn't know this.
Like it's not like it was a one time. And then I think at some point, like after interaction in her fan group started to fall off, it said the daughter showed back up again and was like, "Oh no, guys, mom's books are going to get unpublished if people aren't buying them. So tell your friends to buy them." Like, so it was a long game of shenanigans. It's not like it was one bad decision that you made. It was many.
To make another book pun, it was a series of unfortunate events.
A series of unfortunate choices.
Right.
That's one way to fix your writer's block. Oh, I'm dead. Somebody better finish this.
Wow.
Talk about a ghost writer.
Hey, all
that was
right.
the best one. That was the best one so
you
far.
win. You win that one. Yeah. Yep.
Why are people awful? I mean, I guess.
Why are Sujin Meechin?
I guess. I mean, if you're going to grift hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Grift hard or go home.
Well, there's the episode
That's
title
what I
right
was about
there.
to
Yeah,
say.
that's it. You nailed it. Yeah.
I win.
Publishing 3 Tokyo Grift.
Oh, we're getting good ones here. All right. I love it. I love it.
I didn't expect this episode to have so many puns, but I like it.
Hey, it's us.
Yeah.
If there's anything we do, it's complain and pun.
Yep. All right. Well, Jordan, you have time to stick around with us for the rest of the second half, or do you need to split? Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hit a couple of quick hits here. One thing I want to talk about right away, right off the bat, it won't take too long. So popular YouTube
You guys
group.
heard about Neil Breen?
We talked about that last time.
I know.
Who am I? What am I?
What are you indeed, Neil Breen? I feel like you're another human or another alien posing as a human.
That sounds like
Where
a
am
South
I?
Park
What am
bit.
I?
It does. Yeah.
Does he have dementia? Is he lost?
All right, so we're not talking about Neil Breen, but we're Neil Breen adjacent, kind of.
Oh, God.
So
Yeah.
there's a popular YouTube filmmakers group called RedLetterMedia. They do a lot of movie reviews. They've made a couple of movies. They're not great. Space Cop is fun for what it is, but it's not great. But it's a collective of guys, and they do like I said, they mostly review bad movies, but they
riff on the internet, kind of like what we do.
Internet, yeah. And every once in a while, they do like kind of like subtle expose kind of things hidden within movie reviews, kind of. And recently, they did a video about the rise of having VHS tapes graded and slabbed and sold for extremely high prices. The speculator market.
Like they do with comic books.
Like they do with comics.
They've started doing it with video games now, too.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And their whole point was this means nothing. VHS is an inherently bad format. People are just collecting things for the sake of collecting things, and there's nothing wrong with collecting things because you like them. Listen, I'm a collector. I look at my house. It is covered in collectibles and stuff. But collecting things just because it has an assigned future cost to it is kind of silly and flawed. And VHS is a perfect example of people spending lots of money on something. On junk. There was like a still in plastic wrap original pressing of Back to the Future 1 on VHS that sold for like $60,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, guys. I need to go to my dad's.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, and one of the other things that they were talking about with it was the rise of these grading companies that you pay like $80 a tape to send to a grading company to get officially graded. So as a joke, they sent a bunch of their tapes out just to see what would happen. And one of them is this South African ET knockoff called Nuki.
Ugh.
It was another running joke on their channel. People would send them VHS of this movie called Nuki. They had like over 100. They had an entire shelf of Nuki tapes. You would, in all their videos, they would walk past it and you'd just see a whole like pile of Nuki tapes. Whenever they would play Jenga with the VHS tapes, instead of placing a tape on top, they would place a copy of Nuki on top. It was a whole joke.
Who was those one guys that had nothing but like Jerry Maguire's?
Everything is terrible.
Everything is terrible, and they mentioned that everything is terrible in the video. But they decide, okay, they found the best looking copy of Nuki, and they sent it in to have it graded along with a couple of others, and it came back as an graded 8.5 out of 10, like really well done. So they decided, you know what, we're going to show how stupid this is. We're going to put this on eBay, and 100% of the proceeds we're going to go to
a charity.
A couple of charities. It was going to be split down the middle between St. Jude's and the Humane Society of Wisconsin, because they're in Milwaukee. So
what is it with these Midwestern guys in bad movies?
I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing else to do, so you just sit around and watch bad movies. And one of the things they talked about was, okay, so this tape, it now has been officially graded. It has a story behind it because of it's now famous because of this video. The third thing that you need is scarcity. So they decided to take all 106 tapes of Nuki that they owned and put them in a wood chipper as a joke to say, oh yeah, we're driving up the scarcity of this tape. They're not really driving up the scarcity of this tape. You go on eBay and there's 1 million people selling Nuki tapes.
Also, it's a scary garbage movie.
Oh,
so
yeah. No,
scarcity implies anybody wants it.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. The movie sucks. The movie's terrible. I tried watching it last night at work in preparation for this, and I got 15 minutes in. I couldn't do it. It was,
wow.
Oh, it was.
Oh, it must be bad.
Is it worse than like Mac and Me?
It's worse than it makes Mac and Me look like E.T. And I'm not. That's not hyperbole. This is
pretty nice.
Yeah. So anyway, they ended up making $80,000 as like $80,600, I think, for the sale of the Nuki tape. And there is a rumor. Side note: there is a rumor that it's one of their celebrity friends, like Macaulay Culkin or someone, had actually bought it and will probably show up in a future video, giving them back their slabbed copy of Nuki. That's kind of the running theory. But the point of this this news topic is there are a lot of people online who are furious at these guys from Red Letter Media because they destroyed wonderful vintage VHS tapes.
They're mad because they threw trash in the trash.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, and that's the point that one of the guys, Jay Bauman, one of the two main guys from Red Letter Media, is the point he made. He said VHS is an inherently bad format for film. It degrades over time, whether you watch it or not. Eventually, these things will not work.
It's magnetic tape.
It's magnetic tape, and it's been replaced by so much better formats between DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and digital.
DVD HD.
Yeah, yeah, beta, you know.
Betamax,
everything.
Technically the superior format.
Technically, but that's the one that
died.
You know, that died because of reasons.
Not because of dirty movies, I've learned recently.
Really?
That was not the reason why.
I always thought it was because of dirty movies went with VHS, and that was the way that industry goes is the way things go. What's the real reason? Do you know?
I forget.
Okay, well, that's fine. No worries. But the point Jay made was we're not destroying art, we're destroying future landfill. So
I'd be more mad they didn't recycle it.
Yeah, by making present landfill.
Yeah. Like,
it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
It really is. And it was done
It's such a
as
dumb thing to be mad about.
People are dying on this hill because...
This hill of trash.
Because, oh my, how dare you destroy the beautiful, wonderful VHS.
It's not like it's like a pristine copy of something that's like, you know, legitimately like good cinema.
Well, so someone online tried to make the argument that it's just like breaking a whole bunch of LP records, a bunch of vinyl. That's not the case, because vinyl does have you do get a warmer sound quality to it when you play vinyl. It does have there are benefits to playing music on vinyl that you don't get through digital processing and compression on tapes and CDs and stuff like that. There is no positive to VHS.
It was just a format at the time.
Anytime you watch a movie that is on DVD, there is a 100% chance that it looks better than it did on VHS. No question. The only time it doesn't look good is when you have the rare movie that was never officially ported from VHS to a further format. So someone had to rip it from the VHS. Yeah. But anytime you have anything that has gone beyond VHS, it makes VHS look bad. There's no positive to it.
You're talking about it, and all I can think of is my really old copies of the original Star Wars trilogy I have on VHS, where Darth Vader looks kind of blue.
Yeah. You get dust, you get scratches, you get skips. If you pause a VHS for too long, it will permanently wrinkle the tape inside there over time.
Also, it has a potential to burn the image.
Yeah, it burn the image. Every time you rewind a VHS, you risk it ripping the tape off of the spindle. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I grew up with VHS. We all did. We grew up with VHS.
My VHS player ate my copy of Temple of Doom.
I have a lot of nostalgia for watching VHS, but I will be the first to say it is a bad format given its contemporaries.
Also, Betamax lost because Sony refused to compromise quality to make longer recording tapes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes much more sense. I still like to prefer that, it's because of the dirty movies. I think that's
the adult film industry.
That's a funnier story.
That is a funnier story,
yeah.
But it's not technically true.
Yeah.
You know what I never understood with VHS tapes? Like, back in the day when VHS was that was the format, you could go buy a blank tape and you could set your VCR to record something. Like, you could record 6 hours of footage on a VHS.
Sure.
And yet, when you bought VHS movies, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours long or whatever.
It's because
you were recording in long play.
Which
is a lower quality setting, but it records longer.
And also a show right here on WZMO.
Sure.
Hey.
So what was happening is the tape was running slower through the spindle when you're recording, so you're getting less quality, but you're getting more time on the tape because the more frames you use to record a thing, the higher quality in theory it would be.
I watched a 3-part YouTube series about those capacitive disc video discs.
Oh, yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
I love old formats. I love that stuff. But
hey, where are the VMU stands at?
Apparently, they had been working on those as far back as the mid '60s, trying to get video on vinyl like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And if it would have came out, just 5 years earlier than it did, it would have stuck around. But
I still love my old Selectavision. The huge record, they're heavy and you have to flip them halfway through.
I have one too.
Oh, I love those things. They're great.
I only have King Kong.
Oh yeah,
on it, and it plays like garbage. But I think they all kind of play like garbage.
I have the original Star Wars before The New Hope.
When it was just called Star Wars.
When it was just called Star Wars. It has the original crawl and everything. Again, it plays like crap because you get a little bit of dust in there, and because they're inside the plastic sleeve, you can't open it up to dust it off or anything.
Those discs are so incredibly fragile.
Oh, apparently. They are.
That's why they come in those little cartridges.
That you can't unlock unless you actually put it into the player. Yeah. Anyway, we have time for one more very quick.
Do we want to talk about D&D?
We could keep that rage train.
Yeah, let's get mad. Let's keep this rage train rolling. Let's talk about D&D.
There's been some uh-ohs with Wizards of the Coast, the people who make the Dungeons and Dragons pretend-time game.
The owners of the Dungeons and Dragons franchise.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast, and more importantly, Hasbro. Hasbro's the one that's making the changes because Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast.
Yes. Which is also why we get all these weird crossovers with Magic the Gathering now.
Yes, yes. Well, they're doing similar things with Magic the Gathering.
True.
Trying to try money making schemes. So, Dungeons and Dragons version 5, 5th edition, had something called the OGL, the Open Gaming License, basically saying you and Josh, you're going to have to help me on. You guys are going to have to help me on this. It was like basically you are allowed to use their general like the bones,
the rule set,
the general bones,
the backbone,
the backbone
to make derivative works,
like your other games,
your
and stuff
your homebrew stuff,
right? And with
you can make your own book of monsters for the game and sell it without getting in legal trouble.
Right.
Is basically
that's basically it.
Something that they had in 3.5 that like they had all these like third party publishers putting out stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in there.
Right.
And a lot of bad stuff. So.
Well, sure, that's the way it goes. But with D&D 1, which is 6th edition,
or whatever they're calling it.
One D&D or D&D 1?
One D&D, I think. But yeah, it's 6th edition. They're revising the OGL. The OGL, basically to say that if you make a certain amount of money with your homebrewed stuff that you're selling, you owe them a 25% cut, and anything you make and produce technically is owned by Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. And if you make a certain amount of money, like $500,000 or over within a year, you go into a different bracket of licensing fees and things like that. And this is all because of Critical Role.
Mm-hmm. And also, they put in the stipulation that they have the right to change the agreement at any time.
At any time, yes. So, yes.
I have changed the terms of our agreement. I do not change it anymore.
I've altered the deal.
Yes. So, yeah, like I said, this is all because of...
Critical Role,
yes.
Which I don't like.
We lost Jordan, but let's we'll keep going. Thanks, Jordan Taylor. I guess our time was up on our Zoom call. But yeah, we're almost done here, so we gotta wrap things.
Patreon goal: get us a Zoom subscription.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's keep rocking and rolling. So yes. This is all because of Critical Role, because Critical Role is that
bang busters.
Very, very, very popular.
Getting all those Twitch subs,
and all that stuff, and making money hand over fist.
Animated series, comics.
And Hasbro was looking at this, going, "Where's our cut?
Yeah. Where's my money, little man?"
I've seen two sides of this argument. One side is people deciding that the world is crumbling, that no one's going to play the new D&D, and they're gonna, we need to come up with our own system and leave these people in the dust and this, that, and the other. And I've seen another side saying, listen, if you're not making a substantial amount of money for your thing, it's not going to affect you.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna affect like maybe like a point of a percentage of people within the community.
And I think those people have enough of a pull within the community where they can get people real riled up about it.
Yes. The other thing is even though the agreement says that Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro will own everything you do in perpetuity and all this stuff, all the argument I saw was all it means is that at the end of the year, at their earnings statement, they could technically roll whatever you made into their numbers.
Their bottom line.
Their bottom line numbers. Just to say, hey, look how much we did in our subsidiaries, this, and this. We have made X amount. It's all just to put on paper.
Yeah, it's all tax write-off.
That it's bigger than it actually is.
It's all tax write-off.
It's really not that big of a deal.
And like inflating stocks and crap like that.
They put out a big statement just today about, well, we messed up. They actually put the words, we really rolled a 1 on this one.
A critical fail on
which
this
was a real cringe.
Yeah.
It was mainly about keeping people from making NFTs of D&D stuff, which is...
That's fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
why are people still trying to make NFTs a thing?
I don't know.
It's already proven that it's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, I just...
Well, that's a whole nother thing that's going to make me mad.
Is this kind of one of those things where nobody wins either side either way?
Sure. Yeah.
But it also seems like maybe the guys at Hasbro are a bunch of finance bros, and they're trying to find a way to squeeze a couple more nickels out of nerds.
Exactly. Well, I mentioned that they're doing the same thing with Magic the Gathering. Did you hear about the $1,000 set that's not tournament legal?
Yeah,
that they're putting out.
But yeah, they are reprinting a bunch of old
original
classic cards.
Yeah. But you can't use them in any kind of gaming tournament currently because they're so old. And also the set's $1,000.
And you can't buy it at a local game shop.
You have to get it from their website, which means that they can tax you.
It's like the secret layer stuff, like stuff you can only get through their special shop.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, money's dumb.
Yeah, Hasbro Wizards always trying to,
Please sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah. And with that, we actually have to wrap things up. So thank you for listening to Nerd Overload. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. Leave a message with your hot takes.
Yeah.
The number is 419-561-5556.
It's a lot of fives, a couple of sixes.
Just pick up your phone and start hammering.
Just start
on the
hammering fives and sixes, and eventually you'll get to us. Yeah. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank both Jordan Taylor for coming on the show.
Yay.
And we'll have to get her back on the show in person here soon. And also David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. Oh, and Parker. Yes, and also super friend Parker, who has been manning the Facebook page. He puts up a lot of the news articles and stuff like that. We really appreciate the help that he does on the show as well. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
I've been banned from Dave and Buster's.
Don't do that, Duke.